big, right?
I'm losing my boner.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can hear you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like the
You can
sound
hear
of
this?
Yep.
I don't ever use them, but they're there in case we need them.
I have thrust. Oh yeah, because it defeats it when you have to go there.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's funny. Hang on.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. We're going to start off with one of these. 3, 2. In unison.
That wasn't bad.
Dude. Salud.
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 I screwed up and did a perfect one before we started recording last time. These taste a lot better when you don't just fucking down them right before a concert. And they were warm too.
I couldn't finish mine. It was way too carbonated.
Yeah, I gagged like to the side a little bit.
I can't carbonate drink fast like that. Even shotguns.
Well, have you like try to burp after chugging one and then you puke it up on accident?
Yes, and it's like half beer, half like foam. Like the.
It's just it's gross.
It's just a bad idea. Guys, welcome back to the motherfucking Your Mom's Favorite Podcast, the Go Deeper Podcast. Back with us again, ladies and gentlemen. We got my dog. Fucking. Oh, how did you say it on the last podcast? You were like. A slightly successful YouTuber who dropped out of college and somehow ended up with his own business.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dog. Alec Schauer, right? That's how you... Tell me how you pronounce your last name.
It's Schauer.
Schauer. I knew that because I knew that.
It's Shaver on my birth certificate.
It's Shaver on your... What?
I don't know.
You gotta fix it. You guys, NorthwestFishing. Back in the motherfucking building. How you feeling, dude?
The bitch is back, man. First of all, studio looks great.
Thank you.
Congrats on that.
Thank you. It's slowly but surely fucking up my life, but I love it. But you know
what
what
keeps
I mean?
it going though? If you have something set up like
something
that,
looking to look forward to. It's a designated space. It's not in my house. My wife don't gotta worry about it. The kids don't gotta worry about it. So it's pretty cool. It's a place I can go to and get away from everything.
Exactly. It looks good and it's cool, cozy.
Though. It's not bad. It's not a final product, but it's coming together slowly. I gotta buy some more. I need to find out how to make lights. I'm going to put lights up here. Because I stand up to check the cameras and I hit my head on this motherfucker all the fucking time.
I can send you some links. There's like, you get little bars you can screw into these beams.
That's why. I know that there's like a way I can permanently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just have to look into it.
It is nice. Coming from someone who has to set up a studio every fucking time I film, it's annoying and you never get things set up how you had it before. And you're like, how did I get that look? And
yes.
Yeah, now you got it.
That's why it's having it set up and just leaving it there so that it's a controlled environment every time. I don't know, something about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of those.
It is. White Claws. We're doing White Claws today, ladies and gentlemen. Not meaning anything. I mean, yes, we are bitches, but that's not the reason why we're drinking White Claws. We're drinking White Claws because they're good sometimes. You don't want to say.
Hey, if you can't tell by my staggering height and full beard, I don't like beer. It's just not my thing. So yes, this is my go-to.
This is good, bro.
It's light.
If it gets you drunk,
I don't drink much. I'm more of a Schweed guy.
You're more of a herbal.
Yeah.
Nice, man. I used to smoke weed, but I one time I did it with a couple homies, and I got paranoid off my dick, dude. It was a bad.
It's not for everyone. But then I remember when I was first doing it, I was always paranoid. But now it's just like, I do it too much.
But
it's my drinking.
You've developed like
tolerance.
Tolerance.
Yeah.
Damn, I speak English.
Yeah, it's a vice definitely. But I'm like I work for myself. I didn't smoke all the way through working in the airport because it was like if I crashed anything, they would
P-test.
Yeah, and then it would go on my driving record.
Oh, hell no.
So I was like, I'm not even going to risk it. But fucking, when I took my leave of absence, like the next day, I was like,
you're like, fucking smoke weed every day. That's cool. I don't know about my job because I do deliveries. And if anything happens, I think they test my P2. But I don't smoke, though. So I don't.
Jeff Bezos, definitely.
I don't do that anymore.
What?
Bezos can.
No Amazon?
Mm-mm.
Man, it's been a minute.
Bezos has 160 billion reasons to suck it. I don't know much money he really has, but
what'd you go to?
It's a different delivery. It's Imperfect Foods. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's like food, like produce that's perfectly fine, Nothing's wrong with it. It just cosmetically doesn't look pretty, so it wouldn't sell somewhere.
No.
So people can buy it discounted, and we deliver it to their houses in boxes. So not only is it a cool job, we're delivering food instead of Amazon shit. It helps with food waste too at the same time.
There you go.
So
Sweet.
win-win, and it also pays benefits in 401k. So that's the real reason why I'm over there. Monday through Thursday and paid vacations. So suck it, Bezos. Figure it out, Bezos.
Bitch. I can't.
Bezos is like
I can't hear the word Bezos without thinking of that.
Bo Burnham.
No, the fucking Jack Black and Mark Ribier.
Oh,
Blame it on the J-Mo.
Dude, I don't know how we didn't think about that when we ran into him. Which, by the way, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the greatest trip that I had of 2022. It was in June.
Yeah, I haven't had a great year, but that fucking few days solidified it.
That was a
great
trip. It was so fucking awesome. I mean, it was already gonna be a badass trip, but the meeting Jack Black was just like salt baited for me. I don't know, man. That was a badass trip, and thank you for coming with me on that one, dude. Cause
no problem. It's crazy. I can't imagine being someone that 10 seconds of interaction with someone could make their year.
Yeah,
because it was literally like 10, 15 seconds. He's like, "What?" And he fucking just.
Oh yeah, you getting it, baby? And I'm like, yes, I'm getting everything, baby.
Should we start from the beginning?
Yes. From the beginning of.
Well, it started 2 years. Was it 2 years ago? It was pre-pandemic. You and I were gonna go to the Crystal Ballroom, but the scalpers
fucked us.
They bought all the tickets out. They were like
scalpers.
$40 a ticket, and then when we went to buy them, they're what, $150, $200
like $200.
Which I mean, to see JB in Rage Cage for $150.
I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying I was broke.
And it just, but man, the Crystal Ballroom would have been so sick because I saw you go see Marcus and that.
We saw Marcus. I got the poster right there for when we went to go see.
Because you turned me on to him, and that's why I was like, fuck. Of course, I went to see Greta, and Greta Van Fleet had an opener. That was him, but it was in the Europe trips and not the one I was going to.
He opened for Greta?
Yeah.
What?
And then he was in Portland like a week after I got back. And I was like, God damn it. But anyway, yeah, they were coming to Ben, and I had to hit you up immediately. And it was for sure. Like, I bought the tickets before you told me.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Regardless, I was going to have you go or my wife or something. But, like, it's been 15 years, and I've been trying to see those guys, and I finally
And that was your first time seeing them, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because they don't not tour a lot, but I just...
I know. They just... When they come to anywhere West Coast that's not California, it's fucking Blue Moon. They're coming again to Shaky Knees Festival. That's where I saw them for the first time in Atlanta.
There you got the tattoo.
That's where I got the tattoo with my cousin. Dude, that's a sick... Dude.
Star Wars.
It looks like you. It looks like the picture that Troy took of you when we went camping.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it does. I didn't think of that. I'll tell him that's what it is. Make him feel good.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I legit thought it was. And then with 2 moons, I was like, damn, that's sexy.
But yeah, we took that trip, turned it into a video, even though I fucked up and didn't record audio a few times, so I couldn't make it into a video. But
it's hard. Fucking cameras.
We started in Eugene, caught some bass.
My first bass of the year.
Oh, shit. Was that really?
It was bad. I had a bad fishing year last year.
I think that was probably... Well, besides steelhead fishing and the 1 5-pounder... Okay, I'm going to
stop.
You've caught the fish.
You've caught some fish. That was my first bass of the year. First fish of the year.
Yeah.
I had a bad year.
But yeah, we caught the fish in the morning, went up, got a little drinks, got our hotel figured out.
I'm so glad that I fucking have you on the fucking show because I've tried... And I always forget to ask you, when I go to... we went to Dutch Bros. Did we go to Starbucks or did we go to Dutch Bros?
We went to Starbucks, knowing me at Starbucks. Because that's what David always makes fun of me.
Because you got a cold brew, some sort of a cold brew.
Yeah.
Was it Starbucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a ice cold brew. Well, it's already ice. Grande cold brew.
But with what?
And half and half.
Oh my!
I mean, it's pretty basic.
No, because I got a cold brew the other day, and I'm trying to remember what Alec got, and they gave me this fucking black ice fucking demon juice, and it was like blackened coffee. It was like black coffee but cold with no cream, nothing.
Oh,
and I was just like, it's not what I got.
The cold brew is the only
Sweetener
coffee
and half and half.
Yeah, that's it.
Cold brew with sweetener and half and half. So if I go and I tell them, they'll be like, okay.
It should.
Because I'm a dumbass at Starbucks. I feel like, I know it's not their fault, but I feel stupid when I go to Starbucks.
Yeah, I started making coffee at home. I can't. This year, I can't afford that shit.
I don't ever.
$5 for coffee? No.
It's my girl, but because every time, let's go to Starbucks, and I'm not going to be the bitch who doesn't get anything. So I'm like, I have to act like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. So cold brew, sweetener, half and half.
Half.
When your fucking hot pocket is too high, like,
What? So
we totally fucking went off track with the D.
I know it was a long day.
It was
because we did the fishing and then we pre-gamed in some whiteys.
Did we? No, we didn't fish the day of the D. We fished the day.
We fished the morning of.
We fished in Eugene.
Yeah,
that's what happened. We fished in Eugene before we went to Bend. Took off from Eugene, went to Bend, figured out our fucking shit, settled down, and we got to the venue pretty early too. You know who was there and we didn't see? Joel.
Oh yeah, we didn't see Joel. That's what I loved about Bend though, because like I hate most of the concerts I go to are here, and it's just a clusterfuck, and I hate it.
It is.
Just getting here was 30 minutes of traffic.
Portland sucks.
Bend was busy, but it was like easy to get in. We got the venue, we got our drinks, we got our matching T-shirts. Like,
yes,
a couple cute guys we are.
Yeah.
Took our pics, and man, just what a fucking concert.
It was so fucking
Cloud
sick.
9.
Even off over here to the side where we were, like stage right or whatever we were, dude. It was so fucking.
I was telling my parents, I'm like, you guys are gonna love the venue. Like, it's great. Like, no matter where you're at, you could see them just.
And you can hear great too. You feel the fucking music. I don't know, man. That was my first time there. The Hayden Amphitheater, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I would go back there for another concert.
But I knew if anyone, you would be the one that would want to stay and try to meet him. Because I go to concerts with my wife, and she doesn't usually want to
bounce.
Yeah, it's cold, but yeah, we just fucking walked up and down the street. The cop kept telling us to leave.
The security was like, "What are you guys doing? You guys waiting for somebody?" And I'm like,
"Yep,
yes."
Yep. I fucking hopped on my phone. I was like, "Yeah, where the fuck?"
And I'm like, "Dude, has he answered you yet?" And we're fucking bullshitting with the cop. He's like, "Yeah, you guys just can't wait here." And he sent us down this way, and I'm like, "Okay." Well, we walked a little bit down this way, and I'm like, "Okay, he's gone. Let's go back."
We literally just walked up and down that street for like, I don't know, half an hour. And then some chick tried to climb up over the fence because you could see where Jack and Kyle were. So she tried to climb it, and that distracted the cop. And then right when she got taken away, fucking
JB was like,
boom. Oh, my God.
What's going on, guys? You guys doing pretty good? I'm just out here having my after show snack.
We were across the street, though. I just hear, Alec, go. Like, because I didn't want to be like, I was shaking. I was
here's
like,
the thing. I wanted to get your attention because I wanted to say Jack is over here, but I didn't want to let everybody around us know.
Because there's still a lot of people.
There's still a lot of people walking to the cars. There's still security and this and that. So I didn't want to make it a thing. And then this lady trying to jump the fence like how I did from Mexico in 99. I'm like, lady, please, if you cannot distract, you know what I mean? Actually, at a point it worked because the security kind of took her away and they were busy with her, and that's when JB came over here.
It was us and then 2 other people, right?
Yeah. It was like a personal thing. It was like me, you, and then like a couple. It was like a dude and a chick, and we were just talking to Jack Black like this.
He asked each of our names, asked how it was going, like sang to us. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. I wish we did blame it on the JMO because that's like such a deep cut that it's not even on Amazon anymore.
It's not?
No,
I never even saw.
There's one video on YouTube.
That's where I was watching it on YouTube. And the whole thing, we were jamming that shit the whole way down, too.
We didn't stop listening to that.
We listened to it the whole way back.
Oh, my God.
So that was day 1 in Bend. And day 2, we spent it fishing the whole day, trying to drive around to different spots, which, by the way, Bend, figure out your bass fishing because it kind of fucking sucks unless you want to drive really far away.
But it's gorgeous. But
it's awesome. And it's good for fly fishing if you want to, what is it, the Deschutes? What river runs through it? I can't remember what fucking river. If it's the Deschutes or the Rogue, I can't remember.
It's Rogue is Grants Pass. Yeah, it's the Deschutes.
I was way off. So it's the Deschutes. I was right the first time. I know. Yeah. I know what's going on.
You got it. You're a fisherman. Yeah, it just
sometimes apparently.
Fish in the morning, concert, next day fishing all day. Like fucking.
It was one of the
what a trip.
And we ended up at the bar with my cousin who lives in fucking Prineville too. So it was.
And then I ran into my buddy I haven't seen in like
randomly
6 years from Cottage Grove.
And you're like,
Jonathan. I mean, it's always awkward running into someone, but
but it's crazy when you're in a different town and you're like, and they're like,
Well, it's just weird. It's like Prineville of all places. The weekend we were there, he had just moved there.
It's
like,
crazy.
The week before. Yeah, it was just... That was a phenomenal time, and it makes me really want to
do it
more.
again.
And then I haven't seen you since that. Which is fucking crazy.
I missed you.
I know.
That's,
we're like, well, let's stay in touch, and that was, what,
we
6 months
talk
ago?
to each other, but I live so far. You live so far. Traffic fucking sucks. Gas is barely starting to figure itself out. Kind of.
I spent $90 in gas in the last 2 days.
Fuck, man. What are you driving?
I have a Camry now, but I fixed up a Ranger, and I drove that.
Fucking Ford.
I graduated high school, by the way. I drove to that to
speaking like me
to the Sayusla and did some.
I know that name. It's somewhere in Oregon, I think.
Yeah, it's by Florence. That's where I was trying some steelhead fishing, but it's still pretty early.
My steelhead fishing just sucks.
I went with
in general.
I just hung out with David and just did some. He showed me some spots. And
I
stuff.
saw that you did for.
Dude, I'm gonna be burping all day.
That's cool. What's the rod? Striker.
Yeah.
Are you doing ads for them again?
No, I reshot their website photos.
Oh, no fucking
so
way.
when he's like, "Hey, you want to do a handful?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Here's 19 rods." I'm like, "Well, it's not a fucking handful." And he's like, "This is half of it." I'm like, "All right." But we were trading rods, and I feel bad because initially they thought I wanted all bass rods because they think I'm just a bass fisherman. But I was like, nah, like steelhead, salmon, fly rod, and a jetty rod.
Right.
And they're nice. Like, I don't have the money and probably would never spend money on a rod that expensive. But having it in my arsenal now,
dude,
my arsehole.
Your arsehole.
But fishing with them this week for steelhead, like it's a dream. They're super fucking light. I've heard
good things about them.
They're good. And it's nice that they're local, so I'm supporting.
They're a local company too, right?
It's the only local client I have.
To some extent, so are the G. Loomises, I think. I think they're like from Washington or something. But those are just like, you got $600 for a rod?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it? You know how many fucking rods I've broken,
dude?
The brand new 13 Omen or 13 fishing one. I took it out with Troy Clackamas Park, and I put it in the back, and I shoved it accidentally in the vent.
That's what I've done before.
And I snapped the tip. I'm like,
this is an SUV?
Yep.
You open the trunk and you stick it in the middle, right? Between the driver and the passenger?
Yep.
We have a lot of the same moves.
It's like I can't find the hole when I need to, but when I'm not looking for it.
Bam.
It's in.
You would think I'd have more kids.
None. I'm on a streak.
That you know of. That have been reported back to you.
I would hope my wife isn't sneaking kids around. I mean, I didn't get married until I was 25, 26. And
me too. 25.
Yeah.
And I only know that because I've been married 5 years and I'm 30. Fuck my dick. How do you feel to be in the presence of a fucking senor?
Dude, I'm 28. I just turned 28. Speaking of that, that's kind of like what pushed me into the whole... I don't know if I've talked to you about the whole running...
No, talk to me
about
your fitness because I see that
I've been fitting this dick in your.
I've been a dick in your mom's house.
No, just so
I have been watching the story there. You're like, that was a crisp 4-mile jog, and I'm like, it's 7 a.m.
Yeah, I know. I don't, because when I listen to people talk about this fucking like whatever, you remember that video of the couple when it snowed in New York and they're getting interviewed on the news? They're like, it's great impact for running, and then she eats shit as she
starts running away and like falls back and like
but I'm just like, fuck those people, like that's annoying. And I get it now.
Now you're one of them.
If you run on concrete versus running on bark, it's a lot different. Like
bark's better. I heard it's better for your joints. It just makes sense.
Just because you're I don't take that out of context, but
just give me a great sound.
All right. So starting a business in the middle of a pandemic amongst other world crises,
amongst other worldly bullshit,
it takes a toll on you. You never know. And so, and almost hit my 30s. I was like, man, I don't get out enough. And it's just been a shit year. So weird enough, exercise and eating well makes you feel better. Who would have guessed?
That's what people say. I don't believe them,
but it wasn't something like. So the thing I found is if you work out and you're trying to like change the way you look, and you quit quicker because I've done that many times. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to lose this weight. I'm trying to look a certain way, but every day you're with yourself, you don't see the difference, and then you quit because you're like, well, it's not doing working.
Anything. Yeah.
So my mentality,
I feel like that's my problem.
Yeah, it's how I always did it. I always took before pictures, and then I'm like, dude, I haven't fucking. 10 years ago, and I looked the same.
Like, it's like this before is still before.
I know. So my mentality was like, I just want to do this to feel less shitty, because I was a schmirk in the bowls too much, and just
partaking into herbs.
Well, and I edit, so I'm like, I was on my ass all the time. I was by myself majority of the time, and the only time I got exercise was when I was going to film like a listing video or something, which like
walking around the property, and
I'll walk 5,000 steps, but it's not like intentional working out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like I'm walking because I have to, but it's not like dedicated steps.
It's
for
not.
stepping.
It's not a self-discipline workout. It's a on-the-job kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I just started. I'm like, I'm just gonna pop in some headphones and go for a walk, and because I've heard that helps, and so I just started doing that every day. It was like half mile. Did that for about 2 months. I'm like, I'm gonna start jogging because I used to run in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you
jog
do
around.
track?
No, I just would run.
Just run.
Yeah. Well, I was in I played basketball and stuff, so I worked out. But then I couldn't run for more than a half mile without just getting winded. But today I just ran 4 miles nonstop.
No fucking way.
So that's about 6 months. I think the furthest I've ran is 8 miles. Like I stopped, like I'd take like
breaks.
30-second walks or something.
Oh, but just 30 seconds?
I'd walk until I was like, because I'd
catch your breath.
I'll
and
get
stuff.
like a side ache or my shins or something. But it's just weird. Like if I go a day without doing it, it feels like I've gone a week without doing it. But then talking about it sounds like annoying because I feel like
no, because I'm interested in it too. And the thing is, I'm interested in it because I'm trying to find motivation to get myself into it, because I talk about doing it all the time. Actually, on the podcast, me, Troy, and Matt, we were doing a weight loss competition.
I remember that.
And
Troy won.
He's the only one who lost weight. Matt says he lost weight, but I think he just shaved his beard and called it good. And that was like 6 pounds in itself, motherfucker.
Well, the thing too is like, another thing that came with it is like, I don't eat shit anymore. Like I prefer
I feel like that would be the harder
veggies.
part.
It is, dude. I like to eat. That's my biggest joy in life. Like, is me and my wife going out and getting food, and she's tiny, so she eats whatever she wants, which is usually really shitty, but it hits me differently. But yeah, it's like.
So like, what's your diet now? Say you didn't come to this podcast today. What would your breakfast, lunch, and dinner be on a Friday evening?
The one thing I can't, like, I'm a sandwich bitch. Like, that's always been my thing, so I'm never going to.
By the way, and Ben, he took me to the sandwich place. Oh! Fucking side note, and I'm sorry, but it's that good. I had to do it. It's that good.
New York subs.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Or New York sandwich shop. No, I stopped after we fished with Charles in Hood River, because there's one in Hood River.
There is?
Yeah. That's the only one. That in
Ben.
In Ben.
Fuck around.
It's so fucking good. But that's the thing, is like, I can't stop eating. Like, I had a bagel sandwich this morning, but I put eggs on it and tomato and, like, cabbage. And
made it healthy.
I didn't put cream cheese on it. Like, avocado and hummus. But that's the thing, too, is, like, to eat better, you have to spend more money, because it's, like, veggies are expensive, especially when they're out of season. Like, tomatoes
perfect foods, bitch. Get some ugly veggies, and they're cheaper.
I don't know, I might have to look into that. But, yeah, breakfast is usually, I eat at least 2 eggs a day, and then I don't eat a whole lot, but like when I went fishing, because I was fishing all day and then ran, I like burned like 1,300 calories in a day.
Fishing? Oh, I mean burning the bank and
like walking around all day, and then I went for a 4-mile run when I got home.
Oh fuck!
And it's odd. It's cool, because that's why I think I'm doing it more often, is because I'm not trying to change how I look.
Right.
I'll look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, fuck, okay.
No way.
Like, it's getting there.
No way. So
like, I still got tits and
like
stuff
without
like that.
without that being your motive, you're seeing the results regardless. Cause
like, I don't have a motive besides just not wanting to feel like shit.
Better.
Because it was just like depression, which no one loves to talk about.
Yeah.
And anxiety. That's what kept me from like expanding my business. Because
you don't want to.
I don't know if Stryker's gonna listen to this, but I did have an interview or like a pitch meeting with them, and I hate public speaking, which I don't know if you feel the same way, because you perform all the time.
I do, but public speaking is different.
So
it's spotlight on just you,
and also
that sucks.
Like, I have to pitch my services. I've never had to do this before. Like
Mm-hmm.
the only time that I've been interviewed was just kind of like fluffy bullshit. Like, what are your biggest weaknesses and stuff? But like, I'm like, this is what I can do for you. And I just
Right.
like, I had it all planned out. And when I got there, I had like 6 people looking at me and I blanked. And it was like super fucking awkward.
No way.
Because I was just like, sorry guys, I'm nervous. And they're like, we're just talking fishing. I was just like, oh my God. So that was the start of the year too. So that just kind of like set the rest of my year. And then my car broke down. And I've had a shit year majority of it. So I was just like, all right, I got to do something different. And this has been
That's fucking cool, man. That's you taking it by the horns and saying, you know what? I'm not going to let this year go to total shit. I'm going to make choices to turn it around and figure it out.
Exactly. I'm like, well, it's not a financially good year. So maybe I'll make it like a mental and physical health year.
Fuck, man. That's
and
cool.
it's worked. And like the 1st of December, I ran my longest and it started snowing while I was running. And it was like sunset and shit, and it was just like all that mixed together because I have a 6-mile path by my house that's one of the biggest parks, which helps because then like I tried to go to the gym and that was like awkward and
other people,
there's only 6
weird.
people and I still didn't like it. But and then I'm spending money on a place I'm not going, but just going out and running, honestly, if you want to get into it, just start walking, just enjoy outside a little bit and then start amping it up. It's like I said, I listen to people. They're like, "Oh, I just went for a 10-mile run." I'm like, "How the fuck do you do that?" Then I ran 4 miles today without stopping. I was like, I didn't do that last month, you know.
Do you know that it's 3-4 miles, or do you get back and check? You're like, "Oh, that was 3 miles."
No, I got this watch going.
Nice.
That's the thing. I had to reset this, and I lost a lot of progress because I got a new phone and everything. But it does help to track it.
I gotta get one of those.
It's nice, but just don't watch it too much.
I gotta get a Whoop.
It's also good to like monitor your heart rate. You don't want to like push yourself too
I have
hard.
a feeling that I have a bad heart, and I don't know why. I'm scared to work out, and that's a subconscious excuse, but I legit feel that way. You know how people? I don't know if you heard this or not, but sometimes people say when you have like bad teeth, it correlates with your like heart health. I don't know if you've heard that before. And I feel like I have bad teeth, and I'm like, what if I have a bad heart? I'm gonna be jogging and fuck my ass.
Well, that's why you monitor. Like I just start with walking, but I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to. Well, then fucking health insurance is a scam and all that shit. But like,
my new job is gonna have health insurance, so
that's the thing. I've been paying for it out of pocket. It's no fun. I mean, you're positive already, so that's cool.
I'm a positive person.
Yeah, it's just self-discipline. Like when I started my own job or my own business, I was like, this is fucking cool. And then you start to realize you're like, fuck, like I don't have maybe what it takes to just like grind 24/7 when it's just myself pushing myself.
Yeah.
Which sucks because then it makes you feel like you're failing a little bit. But then
it's like this. I would feel like I don't know because I don't have.
You definitely need a balance. It's hard
because it's like how you're saying like fuck. I don't know if I can do, but at the same time you answer to nobody. You're your own boss. You can do it whenever you want.
Damn, who's up there?
It's my ghosts.
Well, we'll get to that in just.
They are ghosting pretty hard.
Is that your kids?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's one of my kids. It's my son and my brother, and my son's older.
I gotcha.
Mexicans. That's how we roll, son. But dude, I'm fucking proud of you. Honestly, you got a fucking badass business going. You got.
Appreciate it.
It's a lot of your stuff you're doing. I noticed that you're filming with your cameras like this now for TikTok.
Well, I was trying to shoot it the other way, and then I couldn't fit my.
Your dick?
Yeah, it's fucking huge, man. Yeah, where are those magnums at?
Profiles took them.
Oh, selfish.
Fucking profiles.
Yeah, it's just because if I'm gonna start doing ads and get it out to people,
it makes dude the Troy that shot. The shot that Troy shot when you guys went out with Charles, where you're holding the sturgeon by the tail.
Oh, I love that shot. I wish I didn't make a stupid fucking face, but I looked.
It was badass. Where you were like this, you look at the camera like, "What's up, bitch?" Like that.
I bit my tongue. I don't know, but yeah, he definitely had a couple cool shots. But that was all on his phone too.
He told me that. He told me that was with his phone. Like, you motherfucking piece. He's got like the iPhone 19 or something retarded like that.
But yeah, man, if you ever want to, I can talk to you about getting into it. It takes a minute. Like I said, it was like a month of just walking, like a half mile. Oh, if you find a good place to do it, it's nice. But like I said, starting a business in the pandemic, I wasn't ready for, and just all that, and like I moved out for the first time.
Piles up, huh?
And I hadn't seen my family. There's just like a lot of shit that I didn't like register as like taken a toll on me until I reflect this year. I was like
maybe
like working out might help, and it really has.
It does. It does help you feel better inside, but also mentally, huh? It does.
I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi too, because it's just like
that's good music.
Very
man.
chill.
That's fucking good music.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's like kick it music.
I love it.
I wish a lot of it wasn't as copyrighted as it is, but a lot of it is.
Yeah.
But no, I feel you,
YouTube.
dude. I feel you. Fucking. I gotta start doing it, man, because I feel like sometimes my upstairs lights are going dim, and not dim, but you know what I'm saying, they could be brighter. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's hard to talk about, obviously, because being dudes as well, and we're on a raunchy dude podcast.
Manly man drinking White Claws.
Yeah. Being a man.
Doing manly things.
Drinking this whitey. Yeah, it's just, it's something that
I feel you, though,
makes
man.
you.
Dude, people don't
You're
talk
proud
about
of yourself, too, which I don't do that very often. I don't know. I am a self-destructive person with stuff.
I feel like you should be proud of yourself. If you're not proud of yourself, I'm proud of you for you.
I'm proud of you with this, man. Like, this is something like that keeps you going.
It is.
Which is fun.
It's a fire that you burn for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I do a lot of shit on my own because, and like, I doubt Anthony's going to listen to this, but like, he's been very distracted in his life. So I've like, we haven't done a whole lot this year. And it's like, so it's been a lot of creativity on my own thing. And then like doing a podcast like this, you're with buddies and you don't realize how much that helps. Like, dude, before pandemic, we were all fishing a bunch and I don't see you guys very often. It's fucking, it's weird.
I look forward to this, and I think first or second guest ever to come back on. So
I was gonna say, who else?
One time my buddy also came on, the guy who does the shotguns really fast.
Mm-hmm.
He came back the next day when I had the other guys from the other podcast on.
Oh, okay.
That was the first time I had 4 people on, and that's when I realized I need more cameras.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're speaking of. I wanted to call Matt out real quick because he's not here. And
yeah, what the fuck?
But I was listening to
Zoo Lights will be there tomorrow. Alec won't be here.
Zach's episode, which was a great episode, by the way. I love that.
Thank you.
Good guy.
He's a fucking awesome dude, man.
He's fucking hilarious. That was a great episode.
Shout out to my buddy Zach. Fish and Forage.
And his wife for this shit. Like,
bro,
yeah, it looks good. But anyway, he was saying with the bidet, you can't shit on the nozzle. Not to toot my own shitter, but like, you can shit on the nozzle. I was at my buddy's in Colorado. And by the way, when you're in Colorado, everything dries out when you're from somewhere a little more humid and wet. So, but yeah, I like spicy food.
Same. Mexican.
But my asshole doesn't agree. So, yeah, I was like, well, I forgot they had a bidet, and I was like, I hope I don't paint the nozzle. Because Matt said you can't, and tell you what, guy, you fucking can. You can paint the nozzle.
You sit corrected,
But
motherfuckers.
I use the bidet, and when everything's dried out, it's like a bunch of little something biting you in the asshole, but it hurts. Yeah.
What?
Don't use a bidet in Colorado unless you live there, because
I have yet to bidet my hole. My whole.
You've had a chapped asshole though, right?
I've had chapped assholes.
Yeah,
but
bidets are nice. They're cool, but like he said, you got to still check. Like, it's not 100%.
I've seen somewhere on TikToks where they're instead of toilet paper rolls, they're like cloth, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But then somebody commented, it was like, those are for bidets. Like, you bidet your asshole and then you like pad dry.
My wife got me into using wet wipes, but Anthony used wet wipes, and I was like, make fun of him because it's like a prissy rich dude thing. But then I was like, well, actually, it's just making sure your asshole's clean.
You know what's Alabama wet wipe?
Wow, that's why I should have been calling it. Let's call it the Alec special.
That Northwest shitting.
Northwest shitting. Yeah, NorthwestFishing, not Northwest.
I fucking love Zach. I gotta have him back on too. It was funny. We would have had him back on, but then the very next week, I think he went to Jamaica.
Yeah,
he went to.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's back. He's home now.
Okay, good. Because he said it was the #1 murder capital.
They returned pretty sick. He told me that they caught a bug down there pretty badly.
Not the vid though.
No.
Have you gotten that yet?
I had it in 2020
Same.
when it was like deadly.
But it was like when I couldn't taste or smell anything. That was it.
Me neither. That's it.
Yeah. Then my wife got it, and she can't lift her pick her cat up because it winds her. Still.
My buddy Felix, we got it at the same time. We must have got it at the gig because he's from the band. We got it at the same time, and I was sick for one day. I remember I had a fever for one day, but then the next day after that, I had no taste or smell for like 5 days.
It's weird. It's like really.
But he
not
was
there.
bedridden for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hope like David almost died.
No
Like he's got asthma now. He has to have an inhaler. Like he has to go get his lungs checked.
That's smoking too much.
Like, I mean, that's the thing. I vaped for 4 years. I just kicked it for I'm 4 months without it, which
nice,
is also that happened right when I started working out. So it's like it was a trade off. I'm like, I'm gonna start doing this instead, which is. I mean, I fucking miss it, obviously.
You could be, but the thing is, you can, because like it or not, people get addicted to vaping. Some people get addicted to working out. So if you can do that trade off.
Yeah. I just don't want to run too long because I know it's technically not good for you, like joints wise. Like it's going to fuck my knees up if I don't do it properly.
I guess.
But I'm just trying to get my cardio. Like I'm going to start lifting and stuff, but I can't get. That's my excuse not to get too swole because I'm fucking tiny and I would look like a walking thumb.
Like the Spy Kids, the fucking, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about. Well, I worked with a guy who was my height and he was a bodybuilder and it just like proportionally
He
it just
like
doesn't
SpongeBob.
work. Yeah, it's just like fucking.
He's like, I'm ready.
Should we get into paranormal
before
it's too late?
Yes,
I know
because
we'll skip over.
you were on here last time and we did not even smooch at a paranormal story.
I was sad because you're like, it's not a Go Deeper podcast without a ghost story, and I was like, fuck, I didn't say anything.
And the thing is that obviously developed later on because that wasn't a thing from the get go. But shit stories and paranormal stories is kind of what it's turned. We didn't even talk about fishing that much anymore on the Go Deeper podcast. It depends on who the guest is.
I don't see a fishing pole anymore, so there you go.
I have two logos. There's this one, which is just the words, and then there's the fishing pole that drops down, and the lure is a microphone.
I do like that one too. But
it's so cool, and I have to find out a way to print it. Zach told me that his wife can help us out with that. I just haven't hit her up. But like, I want to put it here.
With YouTube, kind of ruined fishing, so I might as well like get away from it a little bit just to like try something new.
It is, I know, and I told myself I'm gonna get back into it this year.
And paranormal it's always a fun topic.
It was so funny because I wanted to start a paranormal channel, and I tell this every fucking time that I'm scared to because I don't want anything attaching itself to me and following me home and fucking with my kids. That's my biggest fear, something fucking with my kids, honestly.
Yeah, I would do it a lot more. Like when I was younger, like when I first did my first ghost huntings, I've only done it like 2-3 times.
Oh, you've gone investigating before?
Oh, yeah. It was in high school. That's the thing. I didn't think about it then, but like being an adult and like enjoying my at-home time, I'm like, I don't want something fucking here. That's the thing. I wouldn't call myself a skeptic, but I also like I'm hopeful.
Yes.
Like I want there to be more. So like, let me ask you, like when it comes to paranormal, what's your like, what do you classify paranormal? Because there's like certain paranormal that I just kind of like tune out.
Like the cryptid weird.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
Chupacabras.
I call it chalupa hot dog because that's what we called it in high school. Chalupa hot dogs.
It's chalupa hot dog over here, motherfucker.
So like,
haven't seen one. I don't know. I don't think it's real.
Like
I believe more in La Llorona than Bigfoot and Chupacabra.
Really?
And actually, no. I think Bigfoot might actually be. It's hard. It's like how you say I'm skeptical. But I'm hopeful too.
Well, there's like
it'd be cool,
like paranormal, like or pseudoscience, however you want to call it. Like it is a broad, like spectrum of.
I see what you're saying, but I look at Bigfoot and Chupacabra and Llorona in a different category. I don't
as ghosts and demons and stuff.
That's for me. That's paranormal.
Because there's like paranormal that has a legitimacy to like being real, and then there's like Bigfoot and stuff, which I'm like. I hope it's real. It's cool. But at the same time, like...
That's that's when you get... And then, like, the underworld people, the giants.
What about, like, the witches? Like, there's a lot of... Like, from Mexico, there's a lot of videos of people, like, stumbling upon witches, and they're like, oh! And then fucking take off.
A lot of them have been disproven, too. But there is a lot of, like, weird shit, too. In Mexico, there's a lot of videos of... we were talking about it last podcast. Things called duendes, which are, like, gnome people. There's a lot of shit like
and
that.
And, like, fairies and stuff. Like, there's a certain point where it's, like, when is it mythology? And when is it, like, stuff that people have actually experienced.
Cryptoids, fucking skinwalkers and shit like that.
Like, I think like skinwalkers, ghosts, demons, and Bigfoot are like my big four that I'm like.
What about aliens?
Well, aliens. I wouldn't call aliens paranormal. That just makes fucking sense.
That's me too. There's
like,
no
we
fucking
are
way.
aliens to wherever else. Like,
there's no fucking way that it's just us.
Well, there's either the theory that we're the last civilization in intelligent life in the universe, or there's more. Which that's more depressing that we're completely alone. But
we're the last hope. It'd be better if we were the first hope and see how good we're fucking it up.
We're done then. Jesus, it's gonna be a still universe. But like with demon, that's the thing too. Is like that's
what I'm mostly scared of is the demons.
I'm not religious. Because I grew up with parents that are atheists. So like the thing that's weird is like I believe like the existence of demons, but the angels part, I'm like, I don't know, like guardian angel maybe. Mm-hmm. But then people are like, well, how do you believe in demons if there's no angels? And I'm like, maybe they're like not similar at all. Like demons could just be a different class of ghosts that are like
the evil part of the ghost.
Yeah,
because there's shitty people in real life. You don't have to be religious to understand that people are shitty sometimes.
Yeah, and those people could just
be spirits who are shitty spirits. You know what I mean? So that's
and take and absorb more of that energy to like manifest a lot more in a more destructive way.
Right.
Have you ever listened to Mr. Ballin on YouTube? You fucking dude, have you not?
I haven't heard of it. Mr. Ballin?
Mr. Ballin, yeah. He just sits in front of a camera and he's an amazing storyteller. And I mean, fuck, you're gonna be stuck on that. Like, it's good shit. Like,
I'm gonna write that down.
He's got podcasts and YouTube, but he's got this
Ballin.
Ballen.
Oh, BLN, Ballen.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Good thing you told me.
Evan listens to him a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So he's got this one story though of a NASA scientist that like quit his job at NASA, and he was a plumber or something, and he went to this house and they're like, be here exactly at 5:00. Not a minute later, not a minute after. And then he got there, and right when he got there, they were doing like an exorcism, and she like the door. He opened the door, and she looked straight at him and said like something in a different tongue, and he got weirded out and left. And to this day, he just lives with a demon haunting. There's a whole story of just like this, like he's had his brother and they just see shit run around, and he just lives with it. And it's like, that dude's a fucking scientist, and he just lives with, like, why aren't people like, I mean, big national news probably.
That guy's a scientist?
Yeah, he worked at NASA.
What?
He was a NASA scientist, and then I don't know if it was a scientist, but it was like he's working in a field that
a scientific field
proof. And then yeah, it's just like, why aren't more people going unless he doesn't want them to? But like, if it's happening all the time at his place, and there's other houses that are like, oh yeah, this house has been vacant for 30 years because it's so haunted.
Fuck.
And it makes me like, I want to go experience that, but at the same time, I don't.
The thing is, it's when it's
that's where I'm at.
I do believe in demonic, like actual demonics, because I mean, I'm Mexican. You're raised Catholic, so you're brought up, being taught that there is God and angels, and there is devil and demons, and there's always a fight between good and evil, and good always prevails. But I don't think good always prevails, because why is evil still here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's always that's my biggest fear, is like something attaching to itself that's either how you say it, however way you paint it, it's not a good fucking picture. If it's a demon and it attaches to yourself and follows you home, I don't want it. If it's a spirit of a shitty person who was shitty when they were alive and now is a shitty spirit and it attaches to yourself, still, no thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, and I brought this up when I was on the HGO podcast. Shout outs to my buddies over there, my buddy Fred at the HGO podcast, Haunts, Graves, and Omens. When you're paranormal investigating, you don't know what you're fucking with. You know what I mean? You don't know what it is. Just because someone says, yes, I'm here, you don't know who it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too, is like, I don't know if my non-religious background, if I said something that was supposed to keep away something evil, like, can it tell that I'm just kind of like talking through the bullshit? Because I don't, like, it's not that I don't believe in it. it's just like it's hard for me to fathom it. So I don't know if they're like, well, this guy's not actually meaning it, so I'm gonna stick with him because he can't shoo me away. Or like actually, but then that's another thing is like, is it based off like where's the religion actually come into it? And it's just like there's so much shit that like makes me skeptic, but I really want definitive proof. I want something to like scratch my back, but I don't.
Exactly.
And it's just like I don't.
The 3 scratches and the 3 means demonic. And
that's the thing. And even when I'm like sitting right here, like talking about this right now, I'm like, am I fucking inviting something just by talking about it?
Exactly. People say that because we're in a basement. People say that they feel weird down here, but I used to live down here, man. Honestly, right?
You want to talk about basements that are creepy? Fucking dude, great segue because that's the story I wanted to talk about.
Let's do it.
So Anthony and I were doing our coastal tour video. And he had to stop at a few properties, and we went into this property in Coos Bay. And
it's always properties that are for sale, but sometimes people are living in it.
No, this was completely vacant.
Okay.
So we went in this. It's a coastal home. Have you been in any coastal homes? They're built weird. They're like different. They're definitely like not very warm and inviting.
We have a client who lives in Coos Bay, and we've sometimes he Airbnbs. And we go and play there sometimes, and it's just like weird, like
you know what I mean. They're just kind of like there's not a lot of hominess. It's built to keep away the deterioration that salt in the air does.
Yeah.
So we were in there, and as soon as we got in, we had to break in because he didn't have the key because that shit happens. But as soon as we closed the door, like we were in the house and nothing else. Like it was just dead silent. Like it felt like if you open a door to leave. You just open a door back into the house, kind of like one of those things. It was just like it had an eerie presence, dead silent. You couldn't hear outside at all. And he wanted to go down to the basement, and we looked down to the basement, and like past, like there's 3 stairs left, and at the 3rd stair, like it was a wall of black, like completely dark, and there's no light down there. And he's like, "You want to go down?" And half of the time, like when I'm with a buddy, I'm like, "Oh yeah, fucking let's do it." And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm not. We've been in some creepy foreclosed homes like this. So I was like, I don't want to go down there.
I'm good on that.
Because there is a door with like one of those sliding locks. I've seen movies where they go down there and it closes and you can't get out. But
I would have put something there. I would have gone down, but I would have been like brought a chair from the dining room and like,
dude, it's
just had that energy.
You can't sell it because it's across the street from a cemetery. He's got multiple messages. People are like, you won't be able to sell this house. No one's gonna buy this house. He's had 5 break-ins, I think it is. And in the basement, I saw pictures of it because someone had to take photos of the house. There is outlines of bodies painted all over the basement down there.
Like silhouettes?
Yeah. Like fucking like that on the walls. And then someone broke in and wrote an entire story about breaking into this house and being caught by someone, and they beat the shit out of them. No one lives there. It's this entire door covered. I gotta show you the picture. It's fucking wild. Isn't that freaky? Like someone broke in and wrote a story about how they got caught breaking in and someone beat the shit out of them, and like all this creepy stuff.
Okay. Someone broke in.
I gotta find this.
Someone showed up and beat the shit out of them.
But it's like sexual.
Then they broke in again and wrote the story.
No, I think they broke in just to write that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like weird shit. And it's funny because like I was talking to the transaction coordinator that works for him, and she was saying how she's like all this creepy stuff started happening at this place. I was like, was it the Coos Bay house? And she's like, yeah. How'd you know? I'm like, 'cause I got
no way.
It's just really weird. He's like spanked my ass. Like it got weirdly sexual, but it's like, why would you break into a house to write this? It's like this door from top to bottom is like a full story, and then downstairs with the body outlines, like it's just fucking creepy. That's and then insane. People messaging him that they want to move in, and I already got a weird vibe when we were there. And it's just like it was like a full circle thing. That's like
it just holds his energy.
Like I would not want to live there.
And that's good. That's a good fishing location.
Yeah, it is.
You can crab, you can fish, and you would not.
I don't. I mean, I fished it with PK. I just want to go to that house again. What's your worst story?
Paranormal wise?
Yeah. Like your scariest.
Man, it sucks because as much as I love the paranormal, I don't have crazy ass stories like that.
The creepy one you told me was with in your apartment.
Which one was that? Because a few things have happened at my apartment where
Something with your mirror closet door, and you felt like someone was watching you.
I've always felt like sometimes. The thing is, my wife brings in mirrors because she likes to take pictures of herself and this and that and this and that. And I remember hearing somewhere that it's bad to have mirrors facing each other. Like,
Huh.
I don't know why, but that's like invitations to. I don't know. I could be wrong actually too. But I remember one time I was like, that's probably not a good idea. She's like, why? And I'm like, I just don't. And we had it like that for a few nights. And I remember one of those nights, I don't know if I've told this story on here or not. Me and the wife were in bed. I was like watching TV or something. And we keep our door open and the kids' room door open as well, just so that, you know what I mean? I'm paranoid like that. I want to be able to hear him if something happens. I heard from and my bed's next to my door, like, to the room. I heard like somebody was standing in my doorway and said, "Mom." And we both heard it. We're like, "What?" We both like, "There's nobody there." And I'm like, "You heard that, right?" Because yeah, I heard that. Go check on the kids. I was like, and I got up and I checked on them. Both of them are passed out. And I'm like, fuck. I didn't want to tell that to my wife. I wanted to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, Aaron can't sleep," but I was like, no, because my wife sometimes she gets like panic anxiety attacks. So I told her, I was like, no, like Aaron's just having a hard time sleeping, but they were passed out, son.
I had that too in my apartment. I've only had a couple weird things in my apartment, but the bathroom door was closed and the light was on. And I just hear, "Babe, come here." And I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "What?" And then I like opened the door and there's no one in there. And then I like opened the bedroom door. I'm like, "What do you want?" And she was like, she'd been asleep. And I was like, all right. I went to bed because I was like, okay, that fucking creeped me out. And I was telling her that the next morning. And she's like, just don't tell me that.
But sometimes people do talk in their sleep.
But it was like, it sounded muffled like she was in the bathroom. And the light was on and I hadn't been in there.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And it sounded like it came from over there?
Like I was in the hallway, like going to go into the bedroom to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me to come here. So I was like, what? And she wasn't in there. And she'd been asleep, and I woke her up. I'm like, "Did you say something? Like, what's up?" And she's like, "Fuck, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "No, I'm asleep." Yeah. Well, there's that, like, my buddy and his ex, like, they were in their apartment once, and they both saw someone going in the bathroom, and they both thought it was one of the others. But he was in the kitchen, she was in the living room, and she's like, "Can you grab me someone when you're in there?" And he looks out of the kitchen. He's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Didn't you just go in the bathroom?" She's like, "I just thought you went in the bathroom." And that's the only experience they have. That's the thing. Is like, what about those?
Sometimes
like the
it's
one-offs?
solitary events, but still, what's the explanation for that shit? One time, actually, I haven't told this story on the podcast. When we used to live here, and when we used to live with my parents, Lupita was upstairs. She was taking a shower. I was watching TV in the living room. And you know, when you take a shower, you take your clean clothes, into the bathroom with you to change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She told me. She took a shower, obviously took her clothes in, turned off the shower. What the fuck, turned off the clothes? I'm tripping right now.
It's that second White Claw.
And said, "Mondo, what the fuck?" I thought she forgot a towel, which has happened before. And I go, "What's up? Where's my clothes? I've been watching TV, I don't fucking know. They're not in here. The fuck?" And I stand up, and I don't know if you've seen upstairs, but I'm sitting here watching TV over here. Here's the dining room, and the bathroom is down this way to the hallway behind me. You took a left. Her clean clothes were behind my couch right here.
What the fuck?
And she hadn't come out.
Where no one would put them.
And I'm like, my mom has cats upstairs, and I'm like, under the door though. You know what I mean? Like, how would a cat pull your clothes out from under the door? And I don't know. That was a weird one too.
Well, I have a new kitten, and she doesn't get spooked very often. But one time she was like, it was like a couple weeks ago, she came in and she was just like fur up, and she just was staring into the blankness of my closet.
Fuck,
and she was
not
just
the
like,
closet.
she was just doing this. I turned the light on, and she was still just like looking at it, and she hissed a little bit. I'm like, there's nothing, there's no reflection, there's no other cat. And I'm just like, fucking, my wife wasn't home either. I'm like, all right, I gotta go
Home
to
alone.
bed now. Like that. I think animals make it the worst because you don't know what they see.
I have no pets, sir.
Oh. I have one too many cats, which is a tree.
For that reason, I'm just scared of, what's that, boy?
What about Bigfoot though? Do you think is that a hopeful thing? Or
I want to believe. It's hard. Me and you, we're wilderness guys.
Yeah.
Not wilderness, but we fish, we camp. You know, I don't hunt. I don't know if you hunt.
No,
but
no.
I don't hunt. But the thing is, we're out in it. We're out in the sticks sometimes, and it'd be cool to believe it. But
That's the thing. It gets to like, there's explanations that make more sense, and there's people like the reason you never see them because they're like they jump between different dimensions. I'm like,
I've heard
okay.
that they're mystical and they can fucking disappear on a dime, and I'm like, well, when they die, that they're super intelligent and they bury their bodies like of their dead, and I'm like,
But I don't know. Like
I've heard a million theories.
that's the thing. But then there's been times where, like, supposedly if you see like younger trees with the tips broken.
Yes.
I was with my dad and it was a line of them.
And the thing is, I've heard eyewitness accounts of people seeing the Bigfoot just walking by and doing that.
Yeah, it's like marking the trail. So there's things like that I've seen. That was a creepy one when I was camping with my dad, and we were like on the other side of the creek, and on the other side is just a straight up like mountain wall.
Mm-hmm.
And we could hear something climbing up and down it across, and I'm like, I want to shine a flashlight, but I just want to listen to it.
Uh-huh.
And like start hearing rocks thrown into the river, and I've heard like noises that sound like monkeys, but then I've found out foxes kind of sound like that too. There's so much.
They say if you hear a woman scream in the forest, that's how cougars sound when they
Yeah, there's that too. I've heard that, which it was when my dad couldn't hear either, so I felt bad because I was like the only one being like able to hear this stuff. So there's just like there's so many like different things it could be because the forest is filled with
everything.
Life.
It's forest.
But then again, there's like so much forest that people don't touch very often. Like
where
something could be smart enough that gets away quick enough. You know? I don't know, the people that like disappear and then show up 40 miles somewhere else. Like
there's a lot of weird stories. What's his name? Les Stroud, the Survivor man.
Yeah,
he has a whole Bigfoot series.
And if anyone's credible, like
I believe that guy. Like that guy was my hero, like in middle school.
Yeah, fuck Bear Grylls. I loved that guy.
Same. Honestly, that guy's actually by himself with cameras in a backpack. That's you got to respect that.
I was like being a video guy and seeing like, oh, he set that. You can see him walking across the river. Like he
walked over there, set that camera up,
and then has to try to survive for 7 days. Like, yeah, that's pretty badass.
I gotta give that guy props.
So that's why, like, when it comes to paranormal, I think I'd rather dive into it ghost.
Yeah. That's
ghost ways, just because it's easier to like pin down.
Everything interests me, like how you say the Bigfoot, the chupacabras, this and that. I love that, but what really gets my dick hard is the ghosts and the fucking this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff.
Phantom boner.
Yeah. And I got gear, bro, but
we got to do it. That's just the thing. We like as soon as we get if you can do whatever you learn from them to keep them away, like I'm down to do it more. It's just
I have to have
part of it.
I'll send it to you when I do it, but I'm gonna have Fred from the other podcast on as a guest as this show, along with his other co-host Taylor, and I have to ask them. I asked him a couple times, and he's told me that they before they leave, because they do investigations before they leave, he'll say you're not allowed to follow us. You know what I mean? They'll like make it very known that we're only here to gather evidence and this and that. We're not here to bug anybody or anything like that. But and then he also said that Taylor, his other co-host, his fiance, I might have understood wrong, but I believe he said that she's Wiccan, and that their belief they say that if you have some sort of crystals or something in your pocket as well, that serves as some sort of protection or something. And he's like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I have them in my pocket just in motherfucking case.
In case. That's the thing. I don't like mediums and stuff like that. Like I don't know how legit that stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not skeptical. I'm optimistic, but I do need like a first-hand account to be like, all right, this is fucking Like, I've had experiences, like, when I was ghost hunting, like, I'm like, that was pretty fucking wild. But at the same time, it wasn't, like, a person that I, like, like, what Zach was saying, the porcelain doll little girl, like, he saw that. I haven't seen anything like that.
That's what same here. I've had things happen here and there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I need something that's like, okay, motherfucker, let's talk about that. I need something of significant size. It doesn't have to be like I saw the devil in the face. Like I don't want that. But
I have a VR headset and I used to play that. Like I get a little stony and play it. But there was one time I like had it hanging from my wrist, and I swear to God, someone like went like this to my hand. But I was home alone, and like I took it. I was done. I'm like I can't see my surroundings, and I feel like someone just grabbed my hand. But at the same time, I'm doing something that's like fucking with my brain a little bit, playing VR, because like your body thinks you're sitting still.
That's how people say like I've seen memes where like when I'm in the shower and I close my eyes to wash my hair, I feel like someone's watching me. I've never gotten that, but I can feel like if you're on VR for hours on end and you're not actually seeing what's going on, I could see how.
But at the same time, like I want an experience, but I don't want it alone because I don't have the confidence of someone else
capacity,
like backing me up. Like, did you see that?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to name, like, if we did it, like something paranormal wise, I wanted to name it. Did you see that? Because that'd be pretty fucking funny. But that's the thing is like I need someone to see it as well. Otherwise, I'm like, well, maybe it was my eyes playing tricks on me. But if we both see it, you know.
What if we both see it and it gets recorded?
Exactly. I think it'd be fucking fun. Like,
stop giving me ideas, Alec, because I'm down.
Imagine this, but like we're in a cemetery, just talking bullshit.
This mixer board is battery powered. I don't need any sort of.
I think that'd be fucking fun though.
Any sort of AC power, you know what I mean?
I'd say we go to Looper, but the whole thing, I was messaging the guy that I went ghost hunting with in high school, because when we went, people were vandalizing the place a lot. Yeah. So he said activity was like super crazy because of that. Like we had an EVP, which is electric voice phenomenon.
For the people that don't know.
So we were listening to it in the car.
Like a voice recorder. You ask questions and you wait for answers.
Just something you sit down and kind of talk to and try to, because it picks up stuff you can't hear with your ear. But they were doing coyote calls and you could hear the coyote. And then after the coyote stopped, you heard this like woman scream like crazy. And I was like, rewind it. And fucking skip to the next file. We couldn't listen to it anymore.
What?
We heard it. We all heard it once, and it stopped working after that.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that was more comfortable because we had like 6 or 7 people with us that day.
Yeah, I mean,
because I was like a little skeptic, and I had my buddy go with me. And I was in high school.
Like a group investigation.
Yeah, but that'd be hella fun. I think we need like one more person maybe to make us feel a little better.
My buddy Fred, if he's down, man. That guy, he's a certified motherfucking. You have to listen to some of his other podcasts. Listen to the one where they talk about their personal experiences, because a lot of their podcasts, they're kind of true crime. They talk about things that have happened, and those are also like, honestly, those are pretty badass too. But when they talk about their personal experiences, he said that one time he went to San Diego and was talking about how he went to go to a cemetery at night. He's like, I'm never, as a paranormal investigator, never going back there again. And it's just like,
I don't blame. That's the thing is like you think you have to do it at night, but you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Because I remember Looper is like a half-mile walk to the cemetery where you park, and they kept saying stuff, and they're like, don't say this because you're going to scare them. Like, don't tell the story that happened when we were there. So I'm like walking with this anticipation of something crazy is going to happen because they're like keeping secrets because they don't want us to be scared because they're in college and we were high school kids. So I was just like ready for some shit to happen. And it was like there's some fucking like hearing some stuff walk around. Like we're all sitting on this path and we hear like crunching of leaves, and then comes down the path right to me, and I look and everyone's staring at me. So like everyone heard it. Like that kind of like reassurance.
And that's like a validation too. You know what I mean? So you're like, you did hear that then.
But like Mondo and I talk about doing paranormal stuff, but we're both like a little freaked out.
We're both a little White Claw bitches, a little bit.
But
at the same time, man, what I think I need is someone else who's scared but down if someone else is down.
Yeah, because then we're both like if you were just good to go the whole time, I'd feel like I was the scared one. But like,
no,
if we're both
I'll tell you I'm scared. I'll tell you right now.
We'd be Shaggy and Scooby, man. I get freaked out and you catch me, you know.
And then we need his real name is Fred to come with us to be like, come on, gang.
I think we could run a paranormal podcast with
A paranormal podcast with fucking like side mission investigations.
Well, it'd be kind of fun. Like sit down and talk for a little bit, and then like in the middle of it, like all right, we're gonna
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't think.
Or we could podcast about an investigation that we did, sticking clips in as throughout the podcast.
Like talk about. Yeah, that'd be smart. Well, we could shoot outside of the location and then toss them in. Because I feel like just imagine just like a backdrop of darkness, kind of, but like with some tombs. Like that'd be like. I feel like I would be doing this the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
though. like just talking and like start fucking get taken away.
Man,
I'm light. I could get pulled away by a demon easily.
how? Okay, you're pretty camera savvy.
Yeah.
IR cameras. Do you have to buy? It's not a lens that you have to buy. It's how do you get night vision in a camera?
Night vision?
Is it just IR, like an IR light that we can't see with our eyes, but the camera sees?
Well, infrared is different when it. I don't know how it works with DSLRs, but I know there's like cameras that are just infrared. Like, well, there's the one you've watched Ghost Hunters, like you know when they have
those.
Just the temperature ones. Like there's that.
I have one of those. It attaches to an iPhone. It's an iPhone adapted FLIR thermal imaging camera.
Yeah, I would feel like you just have to get like a night vision camera that's built. I feel like I don't know. I haven't really looked into it enough.
Because I follow so many fucking paranormal YouTubers and things and this and that, and a lot of them have DSLR cameras. And on top of it, you know how you can add an attachment to the light?
Yeah.
A lot of them are just attachments, and I'm pretty sure it's just an IR light. That it's not a light like this that we see with our eyes. Yeah. It's like pitch black, and it's an IR light, but the camera sees it. The camera illuminates.
It might be different with like a camcorder versus a DSLR.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know.
The thing is, I have to look into that because, dude, I have a gang of GoPros. Like, if IR light...
I think there might be something with GoPro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if there's a way we can... Because I got 1, 2, 3 DSLR cameras. I think I got 3 GoPros. I have so many GoPros. I gave you a GoPro. I have so many fucking GoPros.
Don't get me wrong. I love fishing, but... Like, as far as my YouTube channel goes, it's just, like, I'm putting a lot of production value pressure on myself to, like, switch it up, and I need to, like, get out of the put a GoPro on and fish. I want to make it more of a show kind of thing. Or, like,
which
a series.
I love. I love watching that shit.
Do you know, like, who Drew Gooden and Cody Ko or any of those guys are? Like, commentary channels where they watch a funny thing or, like, a stupid movie and, like, make funny jokes about it?
No.
But, like, that based off, I want to do that kind of series, but like based off of weird fucking equipment. But it would be fun to do a paranormal channel or something like that where I could something new that would get me excited to do that doesn't require so much back end, like with me having to do the editing and the filming the certain way. But like if you and I can just strap some cameras on and just bullshit and do some silly shit, like that'd be super fun because there's fucking books of ghost towns and like Heceta Head Lighthouse, like all those places are haunted. Like, I don't know how legit, but it'd be fun to just.
There's even places
mosey around.
Like my buddy Fred. I keep bringing up my buddy Fred. He over by where Jackson lives. I know Jackson lives in Dayton, and it's pretty close to this place called Lafayette.
Yeah, that's where I went fossil hunting.
Oh, in Lafayette.
Yeah.
I guess there's a cemetery in Lafayette that gives off fucking crazy ass vibes, and my homeboy went there, and he was like, man, I got a weird feeling about up there. I don't know why. He went with his buddy. And he's like, well, in the day.
Yeah.
And he's like, man,
that's even worse when you get a weird vibe in the day.
You got a weird vibe in the day. And they were the only ones there, and they're walking around. And he's like, kind of up at this hill. I don't know. I don't really want to go up there. Well, let's just go up there. It's daytime. You know, it's not too bad. They go up there, and they found a Ouija board.
Oh, fuck it. See, that shit. That's the thing. Like, with not being religious, but, like, demon shit is just, like, off the table for me. But unless... Yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy because I would never partake in Ouija boardness. But what are you doing with the Ouija board? You're trying to get answers from the other side. What's an EVP session? What's thermal imaging session?
That's true, but then at the same time, like invitation for interaction.
Yeah, I know.
Where like, yeah, EVP is too. Like you could ask questions.
And
but
I agree with you too, because as me personally, I would never partake in the Ouija board part. But
you get this fucking thing from Walmart or Toys R Us, like
bro, there were $10 at Walmart one time.
Like how, like what about it is so
I don't know
inviting? I don't know if it's.
I personally would never, but
Hallie's aunt used to do Ouija boards with her all the time, and like her house, her grandma stopped staying over there because her grandma was getting choked in the middle of the night and had like prey, and it released her. And that like the only paranormal stuff that my wife talks about is from her aunt's house because she's like just wild and does all this crazy shit, and she would do a lot of Ouijas and seances and stuff like that. And I'm just like, some people just want to invite whatever the fuck. Which you got to be picky with it, because like
I think that's bad news bears if you do that.
If you aren't sure and you're like, there's a story of a pawn shop in Portland that had a Dybbuk box, which is a Jewish demon, and a lot of people didn't believe it when the guy tried to sell it, and people bought it off of eBay and then fuck with them. And
was
then
it you who told me the story? Where have I heard this?
Yeah, that's from Mr. Ballin too. But I told you it, yeah. But yeah, like people's like they brought it in their house and their hair started falling out, and like have like dreams of a woman that was like standing on top of them. So like, I don't know. There's a point to being skeptical when you become a dumbass and you just like, fucking doesn't matter, and then you bring something in that
Zach Bagans provoking fucking.
Yeah. See, Ghost Adventures also like ruined that kind of TV for me, because like I realized how much of it was fake when I've watched some background stuff, and then you got Ghost Hunters, which is what I grew up on, you know.
Same. The Taps crew.
Yeah.
Dude, the
like,
Taps crew is
Jason and Grant are like OGs. And I feel like it was good until they got really popular, and then
they needed it for the show.
Yeah. Which we talked about the whole like the
thing where he got
getting
like this
pulled
and he
on the
found
neck,
the string or whatever. Do you watch I don't know if you heard or watched the YouTube channel called Twin Paranormal?
You sent it to me. I don't watch as much as I have. I feel like if I get into it again, I'll watch it.
Do you have Discovery Plus?
Yeah.
Do you watch? Have you heard of Destination True or Destination Fear?
Destination Truth, is that with?
No, I said it wrong. That's the one with Josh Gates.
Yeah.
I love that fucking guy, but no, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's like old school sci-fi.
Yeah, I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
But it's a show called Destination Fear, and it's paranormal investigating. This dude named Dakota Layden, he used to work with Zach Bagans, and he branched off and made his own show with his sister and his high school buddies, and one of them is a videographer too.
All right, Matt.
Anyways, dude, if you have Discovery Plus, watch Destination Fear. It's a badass fucking show. They get into an RV and they tour the United States for the most haunted locations, and they do overnighters.
Oh god. See, I want to get ballsy, and like my dad, he'll go stay in the middle of the woods, camp by himself. Like I can't do that. Something about not knowing what's around me.
Something about being that sucks too, but being by myself. I would go out and do it with a buddy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how I can camp with people, but like scary shit when I'm not ready for it or I'm by myself. Like, dude, it makes my sack tight. Like, it's, you ever get that? That's where my fear goes immediately. It's just
yeah. Honestly, doing it by yourself, I don't know if I could be able to do it.
Well, the guy I used to ghost hunt with, he'd go out to Looper by himself. I'm like, dude, how do you do that? Like, I
don't go fishing by myself.
I do, but it's it's not in the middle of the woods without service. You know,
I can't.
It's not like a necessarily worried thing, but I do get a little.
For me, I like fishing, but the thing about fishing that I love the most, even more than fishing, is this part of it. So
that's why I want to do something like that, where I have a buddy that's similar interests, because a lot of us have fallen off with doing the YouTube stuff, because I think we need to find something new that's fun, and I think paranormal is very different from fishing. It's
very different, but in the same time, I have a feeling, because you know what sucks about fishing is when you go out, you try to fish all day, you're recording cameras, and you don't catch anything.
That's a good point.
Imagine you go out paranormal ghost hunting. You're out all night. Hey, we're out here at the cemetery all night long. All this energy, catch nothing.
That's why I think a podcast on top of it would be fun, because then
we can talk about. That's the thing. Even if like say an investigation was a bust, we can podcast about it and say, "Whoa, it wasn't what we thought it was," or whatever.
Can you imagine like podcasting and this just gets like
fuck my dick hole.
Like that would be so great.
So yeah, man, we're over here fucking talking about
All right, thanks for watching. We're leaving.
These are our podcast guests, Ed and Lorraine Warren. We're about to.
Aren't they dead?
I don't know, man. Yeah, they are. Lorraine is for sure. I don't know about
See,
Ed
that-
Warren.
When I found that out after watching the Conjuring movies, I was like, oh, fuck.
Did you ever watch a paranormal show called Paranormal State?
I've heard of it. I know
That
what
was
you're
a
talking
good one. It was about a group of college kids.
about. I just don't watch TV enough unless it's like,
That was back when TV was still TV.
it's all Netflix and
It
stuff.
was like Travel Channel, I think, something like that.
yeah.
But then they had a few investigations with Lorraine Warren when she was alive. That's when the Conjuring movies came out. I'm like, that's who they're talking about. I know who she was.
And then I also heard like shit about them that it was like a tourist thing. It's just like there's too much. That's why I need it myself to just like disprove it.
Man, I've never said this, but if you're down, I'm down.
I want to do it. Let's just maybe not make it a long play, but just to try it to feel it out.
Give it a shot. Give it an honest college try.
I'm down. It'd be fun.
I have gear wise a digital voice recorder. I have a thermal imaging camera, and I even have an EMF, the
EMF?
electromagnetic. I have one.
We can start at like Looper and start in the day and maybe like feel it out.
Yeah.
Because I've walked around it during the day and it's fine. But it's, yeah, I just think it'd be interesting to.
Go down to Coos Bay.
Okay, I'm not going. No houses for a minute. That's the part that freaks me out is once a door closes. That's why a cemetery is fine because I know my way out.
I didn't fucking start the fucking timer again. Fuck, man, I gotta take a piss. Have you seen? You know who Brooke Kreischer is?
Yeah.
Have you seen the commercial for the Machine movie?
Is that real?
It's real.
Oh, fucking.
Dude, Mark Hamill is his dad, Luke Skywalker.
I did see it, but I thought it was more like a.
Like a parody thing? No.
Or like a advertisement for his like tour or something.
No, it's.
Oh shit! When's that coming out?
I don't know. He's like waiting for tensions to die down with Russia, I think.
Oh shit! That might be a smart move. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to Bert as much as I did Tom.
Really?
I love Tom Segura. He's funny.
Dude, I fucking love them both. I don't know. Two Bears is the inspiration that I got to start this fucking shit. I don't know why. It's stupid, but it is.
What's a funny podcast? You gotta have inspiration is the. What did I say? Inspiration is the most valuable currency in creation because it is like.
You said that on the other podcast.
Yeah,
I remember.
that's what I was saying.
I pulled that one out. I remember.
I mean, it is like no one has original ideas anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Too much has been done. So you just got to turn it on its head. That's why I want to, like, with my fishing stuff, I want to do something that isn't being done. Like John B has like nice shot videos, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. So add a little bit more humor to it too.
Yeah, he's kind of serious about it now.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah, I wanted to get my podcast started, but I don't know where to start with that.
Dude, hit me up, man. I don't know a whole lot, but I know a little bit, and
Enough.
I'm down to help you out if I can.
It's just expensive. But I have John B's videographer like in line to fucking be a guest, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that sounds awesome." I was like, "All right, well, I gotta get it started."
That would be so fucking sick. Brian?
Or
Or his current one?
Caleb. Caleb is his new. Because he had Alex and Bryant.
Brian. Who's the one that just branched off? Because he just got a new one this season. There was one last year.
That was Alex. It's weird. Like, I spent a year behind the camera. So when I was first doing the podcast with you guys, like, I don't know. I was nervous as far as, like, just being...
But you had done YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, but also, you talk to the camera for, what, a few minutes? You don't have to be worth listening to for an hour.
Yeah, I feel what you mean.
So it's... And like I said, like, I thought of, like, jokes I never even used kind of thing. So today I was like, yeah, I'm just going to fuck it and go with the flow.
Go with the flow, man. That's what we do every podcast too. Because I used to be worried about that too, like having zingers on zingers on zingers, and I still do, but I let them come out naturally. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of flow with it sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Fuck, I told my son to fucking... And the thing is, it picks up a little bit, but it's not as bad as we're hearing it right now. And I always go like this, and then when I watch the video later,
if you're a little far back, it's hard to like hear a little bit. So
excuse me. And these microphones kind of suck about that too, because if I talk over here or I talk over here,
That's what they're meant. They're condensers. So it's just got to be
right
into
here. And the thing is, I have to tell my guests about that sometime. My last episode, Pepe, he was kind of like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just like.
That's why it's good to
have the headphones.
someone monitoring.
That's kind of what I want. Because my homie Profiles, he's down. He's always back. He's always here helping me out, checking the cameras and stuff. And if I get that Apex, do you remember what it was called?
IMAX or something.
The 4-letter word.
Yes,
the thing.
I don't think it was I don't even know if it was a word.
It was an ATM. Atom. It was called an ATEM. Gotta remember because I made a mental note. Let me Atom. That's what it's called. ATEM.
Gotcha.
If I can get that thing with a little monitor, I can run all cameras and he does live cuts right here.
That'd be dope.
And I don't have to edit it later.
That's pretty sweet. You just gotta get on the ball with that.
Get on the ball and fucking have Bezos money to fucking figure that shit out. Man, we got to get together more, and I know we always fucking say that, but I feel like we always fucking say it, but we really do, man.
That's what, like, on top of the, like, the running and the just, like, working on myself in general, so, like, again, I don't know if Anthony's going to watch this, but.
Probably not, man.
He's very, well, no, we don't even fucking shoot. He's very financially driven. He treats every second as monetary, which is annoying because he's like, well, time is money, and then treats my time like it's fucking bullshit sometimes. Right. Which makes me mad. So I was just like,
so it's like just your time is money.
I know. So I like think of it like, I'm not super money driven. Like I don't mind having it, but for the most part, I'd rather hang out with people and spend the time, like, I don't know, seeing my family more than I do if I work a lot. So I'm trying to like factor that in and friends and stuff, because I realize working alone all the time, I don't get that as much as I should. Right. Which involves you and Troy and Scott and Evan. Like, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I saw Evan. I think it was
Was it fucking YouTube?
I think it was March. Oh yes. Wait,
I didn't do it this year.
Did I? Oh, I did.
I think you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was May.
I can't remember where it was at. Did he host it at?
Yeah, so it was May. May is the last time.
Did he host it at?
Yeah, we were at Hag.
Yeah, right.
I still have his fucking paddles in my car.
Come get your paddles, Evan.
Oh, and then he had my sweatshirt, and it was just like a whole thing. Yeah. So
I had your sweatshirt for like 4 years, and you're like, yeah, I don't want that shit.
Oh, it wasn't mine. That's the first.
I was like, okay.
No, I agree. We should definitely like try to factor that in. Try to do something new.
We could do this fucking paranormal podcast thing. I'd be fucking so down. And we would have, how you say, we would have to do it digitally. Like me driving to Eugene every single week, or you coming up here every single week. It would.
Not every single, but I don't know. It'd be hard not to do it together, though.
I know. That's the thing, too.
We can try to make it monthly.
A monthly thing?
Yeah. Can you do it in the cold? Do you think you could handle
it? It sucks, but I'd do it.
Maybe fun. We can start with a daytime one.
That's why I asked Fred, like, well, how come we've been doing it? Because it's fucking cold outside. That's what he told me.
Yeah. No, let's set that up. I think it'd be fun. We're definitely both.
Did you see it?
What?
Did you watch Nukes?
Oh. Yeah, I want to name it that. I think it'd be fucking fun.
Did you see that? What was it called? What did you say?
It could be, did you see that or did you hear that? I don't know. It's kind of off of Aaron from Ghost Vendors. Did you hear that? What's that, dude? What's that, dude?
Aaron, give me your camera and put an X here for me, please. Why don't you just put an X yourself? I don't know, man. I remember that fucking shit.
Yeah, that shows. It's funny, but he's a douche.
He's a fucking douchebag. Have you been to Vegas?
I've flown into it. That's about it. I don't travel much. I need to.
The Zach Bacon's Haunted Museum.
Nuh-uh.
He has one in Vegas.
That would be kind of fun to go see.
And it's like, you have to listen to my homie's podcast because he keeps talking about it. But, dude, I want to go to. One time me and my wife went to Vegas, and I wanted to fucking go there so bad, but it was closed for some fucking reason. They were what's it called when you fucking fix it up? Renovating.
Yeah.
That's the word. I speak English sometimes. But reinventing the fucking place. So we need to go there. But let's make a list of haunted places. I'll talk to my buddy Fred too, because I asked him if he would bring me along, and he's like, I told him about my fear of something attaching itself to me, and he's like, I could take you to some places that I've been that we know are not evilly haunted. You know what I'm saying? Like there is activity, but it's pretty tame in the sense of.
I wouldn't mind just sitting in. Like, you guys do your thing, and I'll just be here to observe.
Fuck, wait, that would be so cool.
That would just be, I don't know, just something. Once in my life, I need something that like scares me straight. You know,
Yeah.
gets me.
Careful what you ask for.
I know,
because-
but is this wood?
No.
Fuck, where's the wood? Can't find.
He wants the-
Found it. Oh damn it! I had a piss. That didn't help.
But anyways, man, we should probably wrap it up here pretty soon. I'll wrap it up now, guys. One time into this camera, still going.
That one?
Give me all of your
One of them?
socials, all of them.
Northwest Fishing on YouTube, not Northwest Fishing Secrets.
No,
Gotta keep
close, but separate.
that. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I'm 7K away from breaking 100K on my first social media
No
platform.
way.
So TikTok is Northwest Fishing, Instagram Northwest Fishing 18.
I'll plug them all down.
That's where you get all the goodness that I put out sporadically whenever I feel like doing it.
The OnlyFans we're not going to release because that's just for me, but
Only for Mondos.
it's the OFM. Anyway, this has been the Go Deeper podcast, man. Thank you for fucking coming all the way up here. I know it's not right around the corner.
I want to do this
For you.
more. I'm glad we got to schedule it out. It's been a minute.
And this is going to be not your last time on because I love having you fucking on. And hopefully we can do it more often.
We should.
I got to come down there and we got to fucking do something. I want to go
Yeah.
fuck around and see how your fucking dude looks.
Yeah, that would be fun. It would be nice to do one where I try to be a little more fun. We were definitely like on.
This
the
one was
paranormal-
more...
That's what I wanted to touch on.
I
Though.
wanted to dive more into the paranormal on this one because we didn't even brush on it last time. So
Yeah.
maybe this one isn't as hilarious or whatever, but I don't care. This shit fucking gets my pussy wet, and I'm fucking all about it. So this has been the Go Deeper podcast, everybody. The Go Deeper podcast on all social medias, TikTok, fucking Instagram. We are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you guys want to listen to us on there, you can. Until next time, my buddy Alec. Salud. Thank you guys for watching.
Which one's full? Yeah, what I heard. That's what I wanted to ask you is what do you think about all the other paranormal shit? Where's good?
Anywhere.
Let's see. I want to block out this. Ready?
Yes, sir. God damn.
Check mark.
And put a tally next to it because this is your second time.
We'll do one.
Bam. There we go. Yes, sir.